Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Detached and Loving It podcast, episode 2. I'm Drew Benson, and I'm joined by my very special guest co host, Tiffany. How are you doing, Tiff?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Happy belated birthday.
How old am I?
39. Okay.
I'm glad you did remember. Thank you for the
You're
birthday
welcome. Of
wishes.
course.
I
Of course. Of
appreciate it.
course. Of course.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to.
At 39, I was feeling it. No, no, no. Yeah. Around 39.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm starting to feel it. Yeah, what's
Mm-hmm.
new with you? How have you been?
Pretty good. Just recording.
I
Starting a new
see.
job soon. We're doing our thing.
Well, yeah, are you gonna be out of pocket? Are you gonna be able to still record? Are you gonna still drop episodes for us?
We have prepped for the Bushakilakis. I don't know a name for the people that enjoy our pod, but we have prepped and we still have episodes coming to you every week.
And for
Not
all
taking a
those
break.
new listeners to the Detached episode 2, what's the name of your podcast again?
It's a Boo Shakalaka podcast, kind of like, in NBA Jam where they would say boom shakalaka. Just take
Boom
the
shot.
M off.
Yeah,
Just
very
take the M off.
90s. Yeah,
Just take the M off
yeah.
because it's a
Okay.
horror thriller based pod.
Boo. Boo.
Boo.
I like
Not
it.
boo, but boo.
Like boo. Like
Like boo.
ooh,
Exactly.
ooh. Got
Exactly.
it. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Well, folks, today this is a topic that Tiff and I have discussed at length. Sometimes we just spitball topics here and there. We're like, "Ooh, that'd be a good one," And she's like the brainchild of all of this stuff. But today's topic: when horror went mainstream, horror's impact on pop culture's impact on horror. It gets crazy. So today we're gonna celebrate the movies, the music, the video games, and the moments that shape pop culture. And today's topic is all about when horror completely broke out of the shadows and became mainstream. We're going to take a trip down neon tinged slasher boom of the 80s, through the self-aware teen horror wave of the 90s, and into the 2000s event horror era where Freddy and Jason finally stood toe to toe on the big screen. This isn't just about the movies. We're talking music videos, TV cameos, magazine covers, late night interviews, merchandise, and even video games that terrified us after dark. For me, those gateway icons in the 80s were Freddy, Chucky, Jason, Michael Myers. He was huge too. He don't get the love he deserved at the time. But Freddy, Chucky, and Jason were the ones breaking the fourth wall into pop culture. And we're going to talk about their rise, their MTV moments, and even those ridiculously hard NES games that haunted my
I
childhood.
never played them,
You didn't
luckily.
play either one?
No.
Don't worry, they were.
I was Mario or nothing back then. Oh, well, no,
You're a
take that
Street
back
Fighter
then.
girl.
Street Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I know I'm
Yeah.
familiar with your game. You are a Street Fighter girly for
That's
sure.
me. That's me.
But yeah, that's enough of teasing. We got plenty more to talk about. But yeah, what say we let's get into it, Tiff.
Yes. Let's do it. I
Okay.
have a suggestion that I think we should start
Mm,
with Halloween and Michael Myers because
mm, mm.
he's not the least favorite. He's not the least favorite. I don't know cuz people can rank these in any order. I feel that all four of these can be ranked in any order. But I think our reasoning why we as people born in the early to mid 80s
Mhm,
didn't really latch on to Halloween. It's by the time we tuned in, the franchise made no sense. It had completely beelined onto something completely different, and I feel like millennials kinda missed out on this craze,
mhm.
and but I do believe Halloween made it scary to have siblings. That's frightening.
That's true. I'm now you get I'm going off on a weird tangent of like demonic siblings, and immediately Damien from The Omen popped in, but no,
Mhm.
I think it's Mike Myers. He's the one. He's the one. He
But
went
Damien
after
didn't have siblings.
there was never like a daughter or something?
To my knowledge, no, but maybe
Okay,
in the
maybe I'm
sequels?
bugging. Maybe,
Not
yeah.
quite sure.
It was mad sequels in that franchise. But no, I totally agree. I mean, 1978 Halloween, it kicked everything off. It kicked off. I think Halloween established that we can make money off of this slasher thing. Like, we can take this somewhere. People get it twisted. 1980s Friday the 13th was game changing, but we got to show respect to the granddaddy that started it all. So I'm with you on that. Halloween. So yeah, where do we want to start? Where do we want to like which slasher of the 80s that broke into the mainstream? Where would you like to go with that? Which one?
It might be different in 2025, but I will say the king of slashers was definitely Freddy Krueger.
Let's go. My personal
He
favorite.
had to have been this. He was Dream Master was the first one I ever watched. So
Okay.
whenever that came out, I watched it at the age that that movie came out.
Damn.
Yeah, I by
Okay.
myself, living room, sitting on a stool,
Yeah,
watching Fred. I thought it was so funny, and
it was.
I I have gravitate more towards comedic horror. It fills my bones. I don't know how, but I like it
Mhm.
more than like serious horror. Serious is fine, but for me to just be sitting at home like, I'm bored, something with comedy. And Freddy was definitely it. He started out spooky ooky and he kept being spooky,
Right.
but he just added in funny elements, which is kind of like how Chucky did as well.
Absolutely. I think where do you I feel like he started to because I think every movie he's cracking some type of like zinger or whatever,
Yeah.
but the comedy starts with Dream Warriors, I feel like. Another one of our personal favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids in the Asylum and all of that. I think that's where it was like, okay. And I think that's the one where they just went full MTV with it as well. Like it was super meta. Like, yeah, I think that's the one. Is that also the first one where they started doing like tie-in music videos with the series?
It makes the most sense, but I think it's one of those three, four, or five. It's one of them three. Three, four, or
Yeah,
five were big with the MTV generation.
absolutely. Matter of fact, his hair band, they had the song it was called Dream Warriors.
There you
Dream
go.
Warriors. You know,
Oh yeah, I do remember.
you remember
Mm-hmm.
that? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yep.
that series, I didn't real oh during my research, I did not realize she was a singer of the theme of the Dream Master. Tuesday Night. Yes, the girl that she's like the second Kristen Parker. She's singing the song that kicks off the that joint. And I'm just like, holy shit. They were tapped in. They were locked in. And there was a few others. There's Fresh Prince, Nightmare on My Street. The Fat Boys had a joint. I don't know which one. And Houdini had a joint. Are you ready, Freddy? It was on the VHS of 5. Like he was
Freddie
fully.
could have had, if Robert Englund was an actual comedian, he could have dressed in Freddie garb and did stand up around the world.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
They started like because I remember when did start doing talk shows. Remember, like back in our day, there were I think variety shows were still a thing, just
Yeah.
like improv. I think there's a Japanese variety show where he shows up in Freddy garb and he's just chasing around the
Yo,
host or whatever, just
the promo
unhinged.
in Japan is always off the rails for any movie.
Yeah,
They gonna
yeah,
get you to do something crazy. You gonna show
exactly.
out over there.
They're probably
Mm-hmm.
paying good money too. They're
Ain't
probably
mad at
paying
it.
amazing money.
Ain't mad at it.
I think there was a that was another thing in our day too. I'm really aging us out. Like hotlines where, hey,
I
you
literally
call
just said early 80s.
yeah, the 1-8 you did say that, Jesus. The 1-800 disregard. The 1-800, it was like a number you could call to just you want to hear Freddy say something to you. I mean, this guy, he had books, comic books. He had this infamous video game. I don't think I've even made it far enough to see him in the game. That's how hard that shit was. I was just game over. Like,
But speaking of video games, I do I take it back. I do feel like I did play the Friday the 13th game, and I did not
Okay.
like that. I did not like that.
Yeah. Is it do you remember seeing Jason in the game?
Yes, I
'Cause
do
he was
remember seeing
purple,
Jason.
right? He
Yes.
his yeah.
What was that
Why?
about?
I don't know, but that's a thing within the community, like, you'll see, like, little images of a purple Jason, it's a reference to that,
Mhm.
like, little game or whatever. But no, that
Okay.
game was equally hard or whatever.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Freddy, I mean, if anybody think yeah, they did not I don't think it stopped until Wes Craven's New Nightmare where
It halted.
yeah, it halted. It was like, "We're done."
Pump the
Yeah,
brakes, baby, pump the brakes.
exactly.
But I mentioned that Halloween
Mhm,
was, like, totally off the rails. But for
mhm,
Friday the 13th, I feel the opposite. Even though it had the same beginning as Nightmare on Elm Street, super serious, Pamela Voorhees was the one that did the murder, and then part
mhm,
2, Jason comes back. It was still straightforward, still had the teen fodder. We understood all of that. But when it did go off the rails,
mhm.
it made Jason undead, and that was the best thing they could do to explain away everything. Why did Jason he's undead. Like,
Yeah,
this is easy. We could explain everything, and we didn't
yeah,
have to
no
have
big deal.
the Thorn trilogy, the
Mm,
Thorn all of that stuff, which made
4,
no the
5,
Star
6,
of
baby.
David on your hands, like,
Yes.
making no sense, but that's why I think that Friday the 13th worked really, really well, and I think that's why it had longevity. It had some shortcomings, don't get
There
me
was some
wrong. I
dips.
mean, what was
There
his
was some
name?
dips.
Ron? Rob? What was his name? Ralph? The fake Jason in part 5, A New Beginning?
Yeah,
I can't remember his name.
the lawn he was just the
Roy!
groundskeeper Roy, the
Roy!
groundskeeper. Yeah.
But they were able to
You know
pivot
what?
and come back.
We got a quick tangent because 'cause you're 100% right, but you brought it up.
Okay.
Jason's 5 features the first ever black final boy. And a like that kid or whatever. There's some heart to that movie. I'm a Friday part 5 apologist. But yeah,
Okay.
it's a dip. You're 100% right. You
Mhm.
are. The hockey mask. Iconic. Iconic. I mean that just transcended that franchise. I think it debuted in part 3 because he was doing that like potato sack shit in part 2. And then but in Jason 3D and Friday the 13th 3D, I think that hockey mask was like game changer. And I think they just kind of use it in other like little like bootleg off-brand serial killer little cartoons and animations and comics and stuff. It was like a hot it's still to this day probably like a it's always going to be in Spirit Halloween. Like you're gonna see a hockey mask next to a ghost face mask is what I'm getting at. So I don't know. Was did we see a lot of Jason in like on interviews and MTV and stuff like that?
Not until Freddy versus Jason.
Really?
Not until Freddy versus Jason, no.
Okay.
Which allows me to segue into our last,
Mm,
a big 4, if you will. Charles
I
Lee
like
Ray.
that. Yeah.
Hands down my favorite franchise out of all 4 of these, and my I have a reasoning. It's because it
Break
is
it
the
down.
only franchise that did something new and then continued on with that new story when it came back out after its downtime. Bride of Chucky. Chucky completely changed. They went to Seed of Chucky. Seed of Chucky was a mess, but they kept that story going and they built off of it.
That
They
movie.
didn't they didn't take Chucky all the way back to the beginning,
Mhm.
unlike Freddy versus Jason. We had Freddy versus Jason. We enjoyed it. We loved it. It wasn't the best, but we
We were
as
yes.
millennials, it was what we needed. We
We
enjoyed it
ate that shit up. You're right.
profusely. But
Mhm.
then we got the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street, 2 thumbs down. We got the remake of Friday the 13th, 2 thumbs sideways, because what are we doing? It just wasn't
Jason's running. Okay.
it, that was cool, but what I'm saying is they just repeated the wheel. They just repeated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They didn't try anything new. They could have built off of Freddy. They went backwards when they shouldn't
Mhm.
have. And I
Yeah.
feel like Chucky is the only franchise that continues to go forward out of all these on this list. And that's why I enjoy it the most.
Did it go forward with that reboot? That reboot? Not the TV series, but that Brian the one with Paperboy?
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. That's Charles Lee
Okay.
Ray. That person was called Buddy. I said Charles Lee Ray.
But you know what? Okay.
No, no.
All right. All right. Plus, you're right. Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill's Chucky. Yeah. What did you call him, Buddy? Wait. So I never even touched this fucking movie with a 10-foot pole. But
Oh,
they didn't
yeah.
call it a good guy doll in the reboot. They said Buddy.
No, it was completely different. It was AI. Its name was Buddy, which is why it should have just been a completely different movie. It didn't have to, like, he asked, I remember the little kid asked him, "So what's your name, Buddy?" And he said, wait, I think he was going to name him. So he tries to name him Anakin Skywalker, as a,
Little wink and nod at
yes.
the.
And he says, "Did you say Chucky?"
Yeah.
How? How? From
God
Anakin
damn it.
Skywalker? Yeah, exactly. Again, Chucky was my favorite in the slashers. I mean, they literally changed the game. They changed how we consumed horror because they made so much money off such a modest budget.
Mhm.
And Hollywood took it and ran, and they have not stopped. They have been sprinting. The finish line is nowhere in sight, and they are still trekking along. Definitely.
We did it. Slashers. Slashers. I mean, they're. I mean, we're going straight into the '90s, folks, and I don't even think we had this like teed up or whatever. But that Halloween resurgence in the '90s was absolutely fire. I think that's when he went full pop culture.
H2O and
H2.
Resurrection?
Not. I'm not acknowledging resurrection. I'm
Mm,
not,
okay.
but I am acknowledging H2O. Was that not a moment?
Again, I don't feel that it just
Really?
recreated the wheel.
We had Dawson's Creek characters.
So I feel like we're not gonna bump heads, but we're not gonna be feeling the same way. The CWWB Dawson's Creek folk did not hit me in the feels the way it hits you. I was not a fan. I didn't follow any of their careers. Yeah. I was just straight horror. I didn't watch horror because Sarah Michelle Gellar was in it. That was the last reason why I would watch it.
We're gonna get to Sarah Michelle Gellar in a moment.
I'm just
All
I'm
right,
just
folks.
keeping it a buck.
I like this energy. I like
Mm,
this energy.
mm.
Meta in the teen horror boom. Even though we were dealing with teens in the '80s, but you get the point. Come on, you get it. You get it. Pre-Scream '90s, 1996. I know that's a pivotal year. I think you even mentioned that in our backdoor pilot, how that's '96 is like an essential horror year. Would you agree?
I'll have to do a little research.
Okay. Well, I want to kick things off with The Craft. 1996, teen witchcraft, gothic style, promo blitz out the wazoo, crazy soundtrack, hot topic ready fashion, chokers. We're the weirdos, mister. Let's go. How did you feel about The Craft? Skeet Ulrich, all that shit. Nev Camp. No? Really? Why?
And I'm gonna always have a reason why. I'm never that person to say because I said so. The Craft was just okay to me. And why it was just okay, the racial element pulled me completely out of the movie. As Black folks, I hate that we gotta be scared twice in horror movies. I don't like that. I didn't like that at
Yeah.
all, and I felt that it was completely unnecessary for the plot in that movie. They coulda just had beef. They could have
Yeah.
started a rumor that Rachel True's character slept with her boyfriend, and that's
Yeah.
why they were beefing. It did not have to be racial,
It was,
and
yeah,
it
it was
pulled
like,
me it, like,
yeah.
literally pulled it it's cringy for me to watch that movie. Like, there could have been so many reasons why these 2 didn't like
Hmm.
each other,
No,
but
I agree. I agree.
but the movie, I do not dislike the movie, I dislike that element of the movie. So the movie was just
That's fair.
it was okay to me. It's not something I rewatch,
Hmm.
but yeah, if I would recommend it, but I would just let
Yeah, for
people know,
sure.
"Hey, if you hate racists, you might not and, this might get you a little bit." But yeah, that definitely The Craft. I understand the plot, but I will say this, I enjoyed because we're talking about goth, I
Hmm.
enjoyed the hard rock music of the '90s. Like, give me Give me
Yeah.
the Prodigy. Give me that. I loved all of that.
Cure, all that shit. I love it. Bush.
Amazing, but the craft, it just wasn't my fancy. Didn't tickle my fancy, but I definitely do understand the impact that it did have, especially on the goth kids. They were seen, baby. They were seen.
I don't think I noticed the Goth Kids until that movie dropped out. Like,
Right. I feel like before that, all we had were
yeah, where were
Salem
they?
witches
Yeah, like, yeah, Hocus Pocus? Yeah,
and the
the
witches.
Sanderson sisters? The Witches. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love that movie. I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
Mm.
That's a great, yeah, it was a lot of like other witchy stuff, but it won't like black lipstick, pale with like,
Cool witches.
yeah, cool, sexy witches and shit like that. I don't know. I mean,
100%.
I like that movie. I thought it was like interesting, kind of scary. I was like, these chicks are fucking scary as hell, but they're
Mhm.
kind of hot. But you know what else I was thinking about? Like in the 90s, this wasn't a hot topic kind of for me, kind of came onto the radar later. Do you remember Spencer's
Of
in the
course.
mall?
Spencer's was like a party in the front and then like
Freaky Deaky in
super
the back?
super scary and freaky in the back.
Hell
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly
They
right.
were selling Chucky dolls and shit.
We didn't go in the
Spencer's was
back.
awesome.
We didn't go in the back. We sat in the front and then we got up out of there.
I
We
kind
had
of
a couple keychains.
I poked my head in the back and
They had
I saw some chains, all right.
sex toys.
Yeah.
Everything was up in there at that
Yeah.
time. Now they got
Yeah.
rid of those, but they had
Yeah.
everything
They
in
had,
Spencer's. Like parents didn't
yeah.
want you to go in there.
Yeah, edible undergarments, you name
Underwear,
it.
yes, I remember
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
96, baby. Goth wave. But yeah, so yeah, I was like, nah, this wasn't Hot Topic. This was Spencer's time. But okay. And I do want to note that, yeah, fresh off of the craft, 96, we got Nev Campbell. We got Skeet Ulrich. Two Lovebirds. Straight into the Kevin Williamson universe. Scream. 1996. Meta commentary, rules of horror, in your face. I don't think anything like this was done before this, right? This was the first of its kind.
I feel like smart horror was out there.
I think smart, for me, other than, but prior to this, smart horror,
I mean, Silence of the Lambs, they were not stupid. They
no,
were
that's
very, very
like
smart.
high level, like, that was on some different type of stuff right there. Even Wes Craven's New Nightmare was like elevated horror.
Please don't bring that movie up to me ever again. What's the next one? Continue. Scream. Continue.
I need a little bit more than that
No,
for
not
this
this
pod.
time. Not this time.
Why don't you like that
I just
New
don't.
Nightmare?
That one, I don't like the screaming kid. I don't like literally the kid. The kid.
You just don't like the kid.
It was the kid.
Okay. Okay. Heather Lamb. Okay. The kid.
It was the kid.
96 Scream. I mean, this is like iconic. That opening, that cast, that look, the music.
Let me ask you, what about the cast? Who in the cast? In
For me,
1996, because I didn't know who any of these people were in 1996 before this movie came out.
well, I knew my man.
David Arquette?
Blanking on his name. I didn't know David Arquette.
Well, Skeet Ulrich, you did say that.
I did.
Matthew
knew Skeet.
Lillard.
I knew Matthew Lillard before this from Hackers. Do you remember Hackers with Angelina Jolie?
I don't think I've seen that movie, but I know I do know
You know what I'm talking about.
I remember.
Yes, where they're kind of looking up. Yeah, I'm like, he was
Right, but the way you rolled that out, you were acting like this movie was starring Denzel Washington, Viola Davis, Halle Berry.
I knew
Forrest
Drew Barry.
Whitaker.
I knew Drew Barrymore.
Uh-huh. Okay, Drew Barrymore. Okay, so she was okay, I do know who she is.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
E.T., baby.
I don't know. I want people to let me know in the comments. I feel the original Scream was a very male-centered movie, even though we have our female protagonist that, saves the day in the end. I will say, did I enjoy Scream? Yes. Did I enjoy Scream as much as you? Not at all.
Okay.
And I feel, because I mentioned this earlier in the pod, it didn't have the impact on me. The impact was undeniable, but it wasn't my favorite because I don't think it was fun enough.
Fun.
This is not a fun movie. This is not a funny movie. Nothing is funny.
I There were some funny moments. I think I
Not
disagree.
enough. Not an Okay, it wasn't as funny as Urban Legend. It wasn't as funny as The Faculty. And I'm gonna put I know you what you did last summer in this as well. I know you did last summer was not funny.
Well, I'm glad. Well, I think that was. I'm glad. I know what she did last summer was like just a straight up
Mhm.
serious, plot driven movie. Like, yeah,
No,
it didn't.
you
Yeah, I think you know what. Going over to one of your other favorite IPs, Scary Movie, folks. Go listen to her podcast. She loves this fucking movie. And one of the behind the scenes for the first Scary Movies, I love watching all that like shit like that. Marlon straight up says we did what Scream wanted to do. Apparently, Scream wanted to be like some like heavy satire
and
horror,
I think
and
I
it
would have
definitely wasn't
enjoyed it.
that.
Mm-mm.
It was.
I wouldn't have enjoyed it more.
You say you would have. You would have.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't. I like the little. It plays with little meta. It plays a little, but it's a serious.
But
Ghostface is a menace.
meta has nothing to do with being funny. I don't smile watching Scream.
I smile at some of the Randy stuff
No,
and some of the
They were too off the rails for me personally. But yes, Scream took
no.
over. Didn't they have no? Didn't they have like
Yes.
best kiss at the MTV Movie Awards for that movie? Like Sydney and Billy. I
Yeah, they
feel
did.
like
Yeah,
yeah. It was Scream Mania.
pop culture. Wait,
Yeah.
was that? I thought the best kiss category came out when Cruel Intentions.
Okay, maybe so. I knew that
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar was somewhere in the mix.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's always kissing on somebody.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but shout out to Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I 100% agree with you. It did something that it's never done before. We had two killers. They were the boyfriend. We had, so many red herrings in the movie.
I love it.
It was a mystery. You wanted to guess who. Guess who? Did you guess who? I did. I guessed one of the killers. I didn't guess them both. I guessed Billy, 100%. I did not guess
Yeah.
Stu because I didn't know
No,
it was two killers. That's the only reason why. If they would have said, Tiffany, it's going to be two killers, I was like, oh, okay, Stu. Like, I would have known at that point.
I like that
But
okey doke. The two killer twists. That was kind of fresh. Yeah.
yeah, that was cool because when you're watching, you're like, oh, yeah, of course. We haven't really seen him this entire movie. Of course it's
Mm-hmm.
him. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I thought. Yeah. Look at
But the
let me take a sip of this
ghost
shit right
face
here.
mask,
Mm.
the ghost face mask was everywhere in Scary Movie. I would guys, don't
You
bite my
love
head
this?
off. I would watch Scary Movie before I watch Scream.
I need to get one of those disclaimer. The folks at Detached Loving the podcast do not condone this shit. What? Oh well, that's my favorite Scream, so I'm with you there,
There you
100%.
go.
I love
It
Scream
was
too.
it was more
Love it.
fun. Same as Child's Play 2. Child's Play. I love Child's Play.
It's my
Child's Play
favorite
2 is
Child's
my
Play.
favorite. It was
Yeah,
more fun. That's just it. That's just it. Slashers gotta have fun, baby.
you're right. I agree. I agree. I just really like the Scream franchise. I
Hmm.
must. That's one of those things I can watch yearly. It's just nostalgic for me. And I think I
Like
was like,
none of them are really fun except for the second one. Yeah,
Scream 3 is a goofy mess. I don't like
it's not
Scream 3,
fun.
but I think some would say it's fun. Yeah.
Okay, the second most fun, but not number one.
I know what
But
you
yeah,
did last summer. Slick marketing, teen star power. I mean, I think again we had some somewhat unknown, somewhat like I mean, did people really remember Jennifer Love Hewitt from Party of Five? Were you
yeah,
locked in
that was
there?
a big show. I didn't watch the show, but I definitely knew who she was. I knew who she was from Kids Incorporated.
See, I definitely do not remember her from Kids Incorporated. That's a deep cut right there. God
Yeah,
damn, I forgot about that.
but yeah, I know what you did last summer. A convoluted mess, but we did enjoy
Hmm.
it. We
Yeah,
did enjoy it.
I loved it. I loved it. It's
Impossible to figure out who the killer was because they never even told you who this person was. We never saw this person, so we were
yeah.
never gonna know who Ben Willis was.
There's no yeah. How the hell would you know who? Can I just say that Ben Willis is a freak of fucking nature? Like everybody just
He's undead now. He's undead.
He is. And was that part 3? I did hear your I first of all, I do concur with your ranking of the series based on the most recent sequel. And
Mhm.
I think you said from your favorite to worst was 2, 1, 3, 4, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same exact order.
Mhm. Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, that was another MTV favorite and a crazy soundtrack. I mean, they were killing it. I mean,
Yeah.
this kind of like shot those even the posters. I think yeah, the whole like cast on like on the posters with the dark background, like all of that stuff was just so on point. Scream 2, smart
The
sequel,
V, everybody posed in the V so you can
and
see
the V
everybody in the photo.
yeah,
The flight of the bumblebees.
exactly. You even got like characters up there that are only in that was another little thing trend this decade too, where it's
Well,
like,
yeah, because they put Drew Barrymore in the front and Jada Pinkett in the front, and they died
yeah,
first in their movies. So yeah.
we got our buddy Usher Raymond front and center on the faculty cover.
Well, he had some lines. He was in several scenes. He wasn't just in the beginning like Jada and Drew. Now you got to give him that.
True.
Don't hate on Dean because I think that was his
Not
name in the movie.
was his name Dean? I thought the other guy's name was he
Oh,
was a
I think
Dean?
it I think it was Dean.
Yuck. I just he
Oh,
was
no,
even
I
in
was
all the
Usher was
Tommy
my
Hilfiger campaign.
favorite person ever. He was the biggest star in the movie at that time.
Exactly. They were like, no, we gotta sell this shit. Josh
And and
Hartnett,
and,
you're
and
not
I
getting it
ate
done
it
yet,
up.
buddy. Yeah.
I ate it up.
I was like, oh shit, Usher's my way? Let's
Mhm.
go.
My way.
One quick clear out to for 1997. This is my personal favorite year just for cinema. I mean, we had
Mhm.
bangers. I think Titanic, The Fifth Element, all sorts of stuff was just dropping in this one year. Or though started off a little slow. I think it kicked off with Anaconda, possible Boo Shakalaka episode coming out soon. And maybe one
Definitely.
other, but that was like just like early 97 until she arrived, folks. Sarah Michelle Gellar, generational run, in my opinion. Give you some dates real quick. March 10th, 1997, Buffy the Vampire Slayer season 1 drops. Out of nowhere, she's kicking ass. Tropes galore, Scooby Gang, vampires, horrors on the small screen. It's an instant classic hit. Fast forward, hardest work in show business. October 17th, 1997, You Know What You Did Last Summer drops. Helen Shivers, breakout character. We wanted her to be the final girl. We wanted her to live. We loved her. Classic chase scene. Don't make that face. Classic chase scene in maybe top 5, top 10 chase scene in all horror movies. Fast forward to Scream 2, December 12th, 1997. She's still working. She's Cece. She's the hot sorority film nerd chick that's talking shit to the killer unbeknownst to her. Again, another great chase scene. In a matter of months, she just came out of nowhere. One of the possibly the best 1 year run for a horror genre star. I don't think I've seen anything in comparison.
Maybe Jenna Ortega currently.
Was Wednesday and Scream 6 in the same year?
Yeah, Jenna been rolling, but we're talking about the
Jenna's smoking
90s,
show.
not the 2020s.
Yeah, we not there yet. We not that ain't gonna be on this pod. But yeah, yeah, a phenomenal run. I just wanted to show some love, give some flowers to Sarah Michelle Gellar Prince, if you want to call her that. Moving on. Survival horror video games. Again, pop culture phenomena. I mean, mainstream type stuff here. I know you said you were like a SNES, NES type. You didn't really delve into Resident Evil, Silent Hill, all that. But were you aware that this was going on
That they were a thing,
in
of
the in
course.
96, 99, all
Because it
that?
was
Like
more like, hey, there's a movie coming out based on a video game. Like, oh, okay. Like that's how I found out that they were video games.
there was no PlayStation in your household? PlayStation 1?
No, I've
Okay.
never owned a PlayStation. I went
Got it.
from Nintendo to Super Nintendo Game Boy
Mhm.
to Xbox 360, and we hard stop right there. I don't have any other gaming systems. I wasn't a big gamer. I liked Mario. Yeah. I thought about getting a Switch, but I didn't like those prices, so I just moved on with my life.
Wii? That was like a
I didn't have a
everybody
Wii.
wants
But
a
there, you
Wii.
know what? My family had a Wii, so we played
Yeah.
the Wii games. Yeah, we did
The
play
Wii
those.
was,
Mario
like,
Kart.
monumental.
It very much so was. Agreed.
As we dovetail out of the 90s, I wanna clear out for you, Tiff, because you are a subject matter expert on this next segment, the found footage craze. Can you talk to us a little bit about that? What it did to
You want
mainstream?
me to talk about how the Blair Witch spoofed all of us?
Yeah, it pulled a Frank Ocean okey doke, folks.
It did a little bit of something. This movie was filmed in 8 days,
Mhm,
and it only had a budget of like 50,000, maybe like somewhere between
mhm,
there, 30 to 60
mhm.
something like thousand. And after all the post production marketing, it went all the way up to like 750,000. Whoever planned the marketing for this movie is an absolute freaking genius.
It worked.
I thought
Fucking
it
worked.
was real.
Yeah.
Guys, if you were not born in the 80s and privy to this in the late 90s,
You had to be there.
Blair Witch
Yes.
Project came out in 99. You really
Mhm.
had to be there. Before the film was even released, there was a 45-minute documentary that came on the Sci-Fi Channel called The Curse of the Blair Witch. Before we even knew there was a movie coming out, there was a documentary. So we're all like, what?
And this was how was sci-fi spelled, Tiff? Give it to him. This wasn't
S
SYFY.
it
Let's go.
was
Give it to him,
S
Tiff.
capital
Yeah.
SCI,
Yeah.
capital FI.
Yes.
Because
Let's
it
go.
was the first three, it was the first letters of science fiction.
Exact. My God. You bring
Of
up
course, we know this.
nostalgia.
I
Yes.
love the Sci-Fi Channel. I loved it.
Yes.
I would get home and watch Mystery Science Theater 3000 is one of my favorite TV shows ever.
Classic.
And they played
Classic.
repeats all the time. So the IMDb page or just even web pages, they said that the actor or the actors were missing or presumed dead. Like the website had actors acting like police and investigators giving their testimony about the casework, and they even shared childhood photos of
Mhm.
the three actors in the movie.
Yep.
The first time I knew that it wasn't fake was when the three of them appeared at the 1999 VMAs, and that was another you had to be there moment because
They blew it. Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have stayed hidden for a while,
I
but
say
this
I
isn't
say
the
run with it. Yes. Yeah, I agree.
yes till it came out on VHS. Let's get them VHS
Yeah.
sales too. Now that's really
Yeah.
showing my age. Who says till it comes out on VHS? It
Yeah,
might
we
have
ain't
been
saying that no
DVD at
more.
that time, but this isn't the first time it happened. So back in the 70s, there was a movie called Cannibal Holocaust, which was a found footage movie about cannibals
Mm.
in the Amazon Serengeti island. It was about cannibals, obviously. And that movie basically shows you what happened
Mhm.
to this film crew that were going out to, see how these people are, how these people act.
Mhm.
And they end up becoming the monsters. The people become the monsters. They hurt the women out there. They steal the food. They kill animals on camera. They do all of these things. And there was a part where there's a real life depiction that it was so lifelike that the actors had to be called in court to show how they did some of the stunts for this movie. And this came out in
Oh,
1970. You should really look into Cannibal Holocaust. Don't watch the movie now. I
yeah.
think the movie is on Tubi, but don't watch the movie now because they really be chopping up some animals in that movie. But for real deal
Trigger
Holyfield.
warning, folks. Wow.
Yes,
Damn.
but you can go watch like a little behind the scenes footage and they talk about what happened. And like I said, it's not the first time that we've been duped. And I think the person, whoever was in charge of marketing for the Blair Witch, was like, yes, I'm going to use this. I remember this. And it worked. And that was one of the first, I didn't walk out of the movie, but at the end, I got up and left. Before they said the three people were never found I was gone. I was at the car. Left my friend and everything. She came out. She's like, "Where'd you go?" I said, "Girl, I was so pissed because the movie was terrible, y'all. It was
It
bad,
was a
but
thing.
not as bad as Paranormal Activity, which was the second type of found footage boom that came out. Paranormal Activity and its useless sequels.
Boo.
It was the it was the revisitation of the scariest movie ever. I don't know if you've gone back and watched trailers from like the 70s. Go watch the Last House on the Left trailer. It's gonna say this is the scariest movie you'll ever see. That is something that they
Yeah,
love to say in the 70s.
they didn't.
But Paranormal Activity, yes, yes. A lot of movies in the 70s started doing that. Yes, 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 yes. But this revisitation was started with Paranormal Activity. I think the trailer ruined the movie for me. It
Yeah,
was too much hype because
I would
when you
agree.
saw it, it was a very chill movie. It had spooky elements, but I
Yeah.
wasn't like, ah! And that's another thing they would do. They would show video of a dark movie theater under
Hmm.
like what's it called? Is it a black light? Not a black light. Night vision, where you
Yeah,
can see
night
the people,
vision.
yes.
Yeah,
You
they
can
would
see the
do
people
that. Yeah,
screaming in their seats, and you're like, "Oh my god, y'all, this is about to be the
MTV was doing
scariest
that.
thing ever."
Yes, yes,
It
that
was
was a
not.
thing.
But they made movies even cheaper than the studios made them and made bank. Bank. So much so that the Blair Witch Kids had to sue to get more money because they saw how much money the Blair Witch Project made. And they ended up only
Wait,
settling for
the
like 300,000.
wait a second. The paranormal kids sued, or
No,
the
no, no.
Blair Witch?
Blair Witch Kids.
The Blair Witch kids sued because they saw how much paranormal kids were making.
No, the Blair Witch Project kids sued the Blair Witch Project creators and the production companies because of how
Ooh.
much money they made.
Oh
That
yeah,
movie
because of
made
how
over
big it.
$100 million, and they didn't
Yeah,
want to give them their money. And I think they were probably blacklisted because
is
those
yeah,
three never really went anywhere. And I feel like they could have been great. For them to fake this,
yeah.
it's a shame.
Rumors in high school and middle school at the time was like it's it's real.
Hmm.
It's a real snuff film,
We
found
walked around
footage.
school talking about this, y'all. In
Yes,
school!
yes. At the locker rooms, this was a thing for that little pocket of time seemed like forever. But 100% agree. So much so, I think this also Blair Witch is pivotal. Blair Witch 1, folks, not that other
Hmm.
part 2 shit. This started the haunted house hunter POV camera.
Hmm.
MTV had a show too. I forgot the name escapes me. You know what I'm talking about? It was like Fear something up, not Fear Factor.
I
That's the
know
one with
which one
Joe.
you're talking about, where
You
they
know what
put
I'm
you in the
talking
room
about?
and you have to stay in the room for a
Yeah,
certain
you
amount of
have to.
time.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah, I'll
real
look it up
world.
for you.
Yeah, if
I'll
you
look
can
it
look
up for
that
you.
up for me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like they're taking. I mean, college age kids. You know how they do over at MTV, and it's like they have to like go on like little missions and
It was
scavenger
just
hunts.
called Fear. It was
It was
just
just
called
called
Fear.
Fear. Yes, I know it was just Fear. But this show was awesome. But this was a spawn of this whole Blair
Yep.
Witch phenomenon. This like
Yep.
POV, night vision only.
Hmm.
Like it was a thing. It
They
was a
would
thing.
go to like abandoned mental hospitals and tell people
Asylums.
you have to go and stick in this room for 10 minutes, and then they probably be banging some
Yes.
pans in the corner and stuff. I remember I
Yeah.
stopped watching it because I realized I ain't stupid.
Production. Yep. This is
But
produced.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun in the beginning. It was totally fun. Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah. And then yeah, I mean, do we have any thoughts on Blair Witch? Do we think that because of the whole lawsuit thing, is that why we got Blair Witch 2? As
No, I
less
think that
found footage?
their company just wanted to do something different. And if I watched like cuz I remember watching Blair Witch 2 thinking,
Mhm.
"What in the world happened?" But if you go like on YouTube and search like how are Blair Witch 2 and the original Blair Witch connected? There are a ton of Easter eggs, but you had to have like studied the first Blair Witch to even
Yeah.
understand them. The movies are definitely connected. But as somebody
Mhm.
that just watched Blair Witch the first one and then just watched it willy-nilly and then the next couple of years watched the second one, I was like, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
So it didn't really seem like it blended well, but in reality it really does. But you just have to be a big fan, and that just
Yeah.
wasn't me.
No, you just, yeah, I'm cool. All right, folks. I mean, hey, you know, that sums up most of these pop culture wave. I mean, you couldn't escape horror movies if you tried in the I mean, the universe was expansive. They were developing teen heartthrobs right before our very eyes. And they went on to do other cool little teen movies because of their start in these maybe low budget horror movies. I mean, we got Cruel Intentions, we got Never Been Kissed, we got a gang, She's All That. A lot of things came from the backs of these horror franchises in the
Mhm,
90s,
mhm.
is what I'm getting at here.
I adore the 2000s comedies. Those were great. Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh,
I don't know, not Never Been Kissed, sorry, not that one.
I
Get
liked it.
Over It,
Get Over It.
10 Things I Hate About You,
Yeah.
She's
Classic.
All That, Usher was in that. Oh, and his name was Gabe in
And the
The Faculty. It
faculty,
was Gabe. I was
Dean. Who
close.
is Dean?
I don't
Yeah, okay, Gabe, Dean. Same
close
vibe.
enough.
Same vibe.
But yeah, I think that's a really like 90s, early 2000s teen comedies is one of
Yes.
my favorite genres.
100%. I think because that's our like angsty. That's when we're kind of like,
Can't Hardly Wait.
maturing.
Yep.
Can't Hardly Wait is a banger. That was like the end for me, actually. That was the one that was like
I think
the
Get Over
cutoff
It
for
was
me.
the end. Get Over
Get
It was
over
the
it.
end for me.
By the
Cisco was in
time,
it, playing a teen.
yeah, I remember that was ridiculous.
What was it? Midsummer Night's Dream that they did.
Yeah, no, we not. I remember he was. I think he had like some soundtrack cuts on that too. He had some
He
needle
did
drops.
his one arm cartwheel.
Yeah, like yeah, no, it was Can't Hardly Wait was the one, and then I started to like go into like movies like Gossip, like little thriller college.
I loved
Gossip
Gossip.
is great, right?
To this
Yes,
day, if I'm having hiccups, I will lean up and drink water upside down.
ridiculous concept. But yeah, James Marsden, Norman Reedus. I started to go into like that type of cinema.
Mhm.
Well, before we wrap up, I want to discuss each of our favorite. We might have the same one. Discuss our favorite pop culture horror moment. It can. It doesn't have to be from each era. It can just be from any era. Would you like me to kick it off, or you want to go?
Even though it wasn't the best movie, for me, it's gotta be Freddy versus Jason. Just bringing 2 completely different movies together
Same.
was
Same.
everything for me. It was everything.
Same. Pretty much,
Yeah.
folks. The build up to this, Tiff, I'm sure you can concur, was extraordinary. I think we should. Well, I think we should count the Jason Goes to Hell, the Freddy arm coming out of the dirt,
Yeah, we
grabbing
were
the
like,
hockey
"Ooh."
mask. Yeah, this is next year, 10 years later, folks. That's how long it took to get this development hell to
Mhm.
get this. But when they got there, they threw the dump truck full of money at the
And they made
marketing
it
on
work.
this.
They made it work.
Yes,
They were at
yes,
SummerSlam. They were at SummerSlam.
yes. Was that where they did the weigh-in?
I think
The
so.
They did the face off or whatever?
They did a weigh-in, like, at the beginning
Yeah,
of a fight. Like, come
yeah.
on.
I
I
loved
just
every
wish
second of it.
I think it would've been even better if Jason was a character that talked. They would've made it even better.
Yeah,
But because he
you
didn't, but
needed
it's
something.
still he was still hulking big and scary.
Yeah, he was still slow at that point, like mobile
Yeah.
slow. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah,
wasn't.
definitely. Like, I don't even know what 2 newer characters you could put together now. I don't know, the Babadook versus It
Ugh.
Follows. I don't know.
It's too ghosty. It's too
Yeah.
spirity now. I don't think we could.
I just it's too pedantic. I want fun horror back, and I need it back.
Yeah, I
Not
want.
everything has to be meta. I don't have to think when I'm watching my horror movies. It's a slasher. It's a slasher. It's supposed to be goofy.
It doesn't even have to be overly demonic-y,
Mm,
ghosty. I like that, but no,
yeah.
like I think horror needs some camp every now and then.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
campiness, some teens getting into some weird shit,
Mhm.
you know.
Check out Clown in a Cornfield.
Okay. Is that like Art the Clown type shit? Or
No.
what, the Terrifier? Or
No, 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 no. It's just clown and it's a movie that came out, I think, last year.
okay,
It makes you feel like we're back in those times.
I got it. You just made a great point about you asked the question, what characters could
Well,
they
what you
do?
got? What you got?
If this director wasn't just a rotting piece of shit, the Creeper from Jeepers Creeper versus that's the only one I came up with, by the way. Like he could be one,
Versus Art the Clown?
yeah, something. Like, and I don't even know if that works, but it could be Art the Clown versus Pennywise the Clown if we're gonna do a clown off. But
Hmm.
I'm not even mad at that. But the Creeper, I think, was like, okay, a physical embodiment, a major character in the horror space. I think there used to be theories about like, or little fan ones like the Leatherface versus a Mike Myers, or maybe even there was a Freddy versus Jason canon sequel in the comics. It was
Mhm.
Freddy versus Jason versus Ash from Evil Dead. Built,
Pass.
yeah, I wasn't really feeling that. Sorry,
Isn't that so
but
fast? I didn't mean to,
yeah,
but
but that
yeah.
was a thing. That was a thing.
And
But
I do like to just say one more thing. Other than Freddy versus Jason,
mhm,
out of all of the eras, sequels. The sequels pulled your girl in. I'm a sequel girl.
the
I
sequels,
still Know What You Did Last Summer sequel. Scream 2, Child's Play 2, Dream Warriors Part 3. All of my favorites of
yeah,
these are
were the
never the
sequels.
original.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. The yeah, 3, 4, 5 of Nightmare on Elm Street, pivotal to my childhood. It's a little sparsy with Friday the 13th. I pick and
Yeah.
choose with them. It's like I
Part
like
6.
4. I love 6.
Yeah, me too.
I love
That might be my
6.
favorite. That might be my
Yeah,
favorite.
6 is fire. And it's a continuation of, yeah, 4, 5 and 6 are all connected by that
Mhm.
Tommy Jarvis character. But
Yep.
yeah, I agree. 6 is a banger. The Halloween sequels, I like them little Thorn sequels personally. They got a soft spot in my eyes, or my
Okay.
heart, whatever.
Do your thing. Do
Jamie,
your
little
thing.
Jamie, what's her name? Jamie, the little illegitimate daughter, whatever. Yeah, but yeah, the sequels, yeah, that so good, so good.
Mhm.
Do you think horror will remain as mainstream today? Like, do you
100%.
think we're okay? Is this
Yes.
recent or
That'd be yes, maybe. If no, yes. I'm gonna go with yes. And the reason I was gonna say no if, Hollywood starts to become very conservative, but conservative or not, baby, it's all about the money. It costs $4 million to make a horror movie and you're gonna make 50 million. Why not?
that's true? That's fair. That's
So I
fair.
think horror's not going anywhere. It has not slowed down yet.
I think original horror is having its like renaissance, right?
Yeah, it's definitely coming. It's definitely people are trying, people are writing, but again,
Yeah, they're really putting in effort. Maybe that writer strike did some good actually,
we need a new
because
slasher. We need a new slasher
we need a new
without a
slasher.
supernatural element.
Just straight up
Human.
OG Michael Myers killing and slashing.
Yep,
I'm with
that's what
that.
I want to see.
I'm with that. Are
Make
you?
him
But
black.
black people can be horror, like the main villain in the.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like saying yes. Yes, that could be a thing. Why
Make him
not?
black.
Well, we did. We had the black horror guy on Hulu. He was
Yeah.
the
Luke,
Mister
Luke,
Rogers guy.
Mr. Oh gosh, why would
That
you say Mr. Crockett?
Mr. Crocker scared the shit out of. Yeah,
Mr. Crockett was pretty
they tried
spooky.
it. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I'm not mad at that. But
Hmm.
supernatural though. It was a
Again,
supernatural.
again, supernatural. Yeah.
Candyman. Are we done with Candyman? The
I
franchise?
feel like it's very supernatural now. Candyman's definitely supernatural.
No, definitely super. Okay, for the new concept. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And again, I think I'm going to plug this every podcast, every time I'm on air, because somebody's got to hear me. We need the sequel to The Faculty pronto. And
But
not
not
a
a requel.
remake.
I
No,
know it.
no,
Yep, there you
sequel. All
go.
these people are alive. All these people are alive.
What about their kids? Can they have kids are they so
You could have
they
some
just
kids. You could have
in the
some.
town, Jordana Brewster,
Honestly, there aren't too
Elijah
many
Wood.
movies. There aren't too many movies where the adults are running. It's a lot of TV shows, but like movies where adults are immersed in horror, it's not really a thing.
Yeah, I didn't see Jennifer Love Hewitt run a muscle in the
Look, it's time to write that realistic 40 and over horror movie. Baby, we tired. Oh, The Blackening was a adult centered horror movie. And it was all right, but it was more, they wanted it to be comedy. I want something scary with comedic elements. That was just comedic.
just comedy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, those closing thoughts, folks. Where can the folks find you, Tiff? We did it. We did it.
You can find me on Instagram at Boo Shakalaka Podcast. We're also on Threads, YouTube, Spotify,
Okay.
Apple, Boo Shakalaka Podcast, where all media is found.
Any teaser for any upcoming episodes?
Yes. So our next episode coming up is going to be. Oh, I'm running a blank. Well, let's just say we have on the pipeline Candyman coming up,
Yay.
Anaconda. You mentioned it
Mm,
earlier. We are reviewing Anaconda.
90
And let me give you one more, Freddy's Revenge.
the
Huh?
there's
That one.
there's some context to that one, but
Yeah,
I'll let
we
y'all
talked about it a lot, and
unpack that one.
we
Final
definitely
boy.
did unpack that. We definitely
Okay.
did unpack that, and we
All
we
right.
not
I'm
mad
looking
at it.
forward to that one. I'm looking forward to that one.
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
guys, we did it. We hit the wave tops. There's plenty more. We know we missed some shit, but that's what the comment section's for, folks.
There you go.
There any other instances of horror hitting the mainstream? There isn't any, like anything from the nostalgia that you just want to. You guys didn't talk about Don't Look Under the Bed, the Disney original movie that scared the shit out of everybody. Yep. Like, hey, my mom's dating a vampire. All that, leave it in the comment, folks. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I definitely think you should do an episode on preteen horror.
Preteen horror is a thing. It needs to unpacked. When Tiff returns, you're my go-to.
I am the Are You Afraid of the Dark connoisseur.
Goosebumps, Are You Afraid of Dark? We can get to it. Erie, Indiana. Don't
Creeped out. Creeped out.
don't leave it out. Creeped out. Come on. It's plenty. It's plenty there.
Yeah.
Fear Street, if that's your thing. Not
Mhm.
really my thing.
Just the R.L. Stein Fear Street books.
Yeah, just the books, folks. And maybe the 94 one on Netflix, but that too. All right, guys. Take care. Stay detached. All right. I'm working on that one. I'm workshopping that, folks. Have a good one.
It was the